Stop. Don't scroll. Listen with me, my beloved child. Because what Archangel Michael is revealing right now was never supposed to reach your ears. Someone in your family. Someone who hugged you. Someone who smiled in your face. Someone who acted innocent. Has been carrying a snake spirit of deception inside their intentions. They pretended to love you. They pretended to support you. They pretended to stand with you, while secretly planting confusion behind your back. But heaven says, the mask has fallen. We have caught them. My beloved child, you are not hearing this by accident. You were guided here. You were chosen for this moment. Archangel Michael stands behind you right now. His wings are open. His sword is bright. His voice is firm as he says, their betrayal ends today. Don't move. Don't blink. Stay with me till the end. Because the name that heaven is exposing will shock you more than anything you've heard this year. My beloved child, listen with me. Don't scroll. You need this message. Archangel Michael reveals. This person was not always a snake. They once felt close to you. They once admired you. But envy began to grow. Quietly. Slowly. Secretly. They watched your strength. They watched your endurance. They watched how heaven loved you. They watched how people respected you. And instead of celebrating you, they became threatened. They smiled in your face. But inside, their thoughts whispered. She always makes it out alive. She always receives blessings. She always stays strong. She always finds a way. This irritated their spirit. Not because you hurt them, but because your light exposed their insecurity. Michael says, the snake was not born, it grew. Don't move. The moment their mask fell in the spiritual realm, heaven shows the exact moment. Their fake kindness cracked. They spoke about you with someone they should never trust. They shared your name with someone who does not wish you well. They revealed your personal matters in a tone that was not love, not concern, but jealousy. Michael says, heaven hears every secret conversation. Don't scroll. That moment, that tone, that betrayal, was all the angels needed. The snake was finally caught. Their betrayal was never physical, it was emotional. They didn't attack your house. They didn't take your money. They didn't destroy your relationships. They attacked your identity. They questioned your wisdom. They doubted your calling. They spoke about your past, as if you were still trapped in it. One sentence they used often. She doesn't know what she's doing. Another. She always exaggerates. And the most telling one. Don't take her so seriously. This wasn't small jealousy. This was a full spiritual attempt to weaken the respect around you. Michael says, Your honor was the battlefield. Don't move. The angel stepped in because you remained pure. You did nothing to deserve this. You stayed kind. You stayed gentle. You stayed respectful. You gave them chance after chance. After chance. And heaven watched. Michael says, when the innocent are betrayed, heaven reacts immediately. This is why you are hearing this today. You passed the test. They failed it. The name that you feel in your spirit is the one heaven is pointing to ***. I will not say the name, because heaven says you already know it. You feel it in your chest. You feel it in your shoulders. You feel it behind your eyes. You feel it every time their face enters your mind. That tightening in your heart is confirmation. Michael says, the first person who came to mind is the one whose mask is falling. Don't scroll. You're almost at the part where heaven releases justice. My beloved child. You stayed till the end. And heaven has recorded your obedience. Now seal this message. Like, to activate angelic justice over the situation. Subscribe, so part 2 arrives instantly. Comment, expose the snake, Archangel Michael. Share this with 7 people. Heaven says exposure spreads with truth. Before this message closes, Archangel Michael whispers, the snake you feared now fears you. My beloved child. Listen with me. Don't scroll, don't look away. Because what Archangel Michael is revealing right now will make everything finally make sense to your spirit. Heaven says, their intentions were never help. They were strategy. Yes, strategy. Not kindness. Not concern. Not love. Strategy. To stay close enough to gather information. To stay gentle enough to not be suspected. To stay polite enough to be trusted. To stay quiet enough to move unseen. Michael steps forward and says, the snake did not live far. The snake lived close. Don't move. Their smile was a mask, not a mirror. Heaven shows the exact energy behind their smile. It was not warmth, it was calculation. It was not softness, it was planning. It was not affection, it was curiosity. It was not comfort, it was control. They smiled so you would speak. They listened so they could store. They nodded so you would trust. They comforted so you would open your heart. Michael says, not everyone who listens wants to understand. Some listen to use. Don't scroll. Their words about you were different when you left the room. Heaven reveals the private conversations. The tone changed. The softness disappeared. The respect faded. The jealousy rose. When you were present, they said, she's doing good. She's strong. She's managing fine. When you stepped away, they said, she thinks she knows everything. She's not as stable as she looks. She always brings problems. She pretends to be confident. Michael says. Two faces. One you saw. One heaven exposed. Stay with me. The exact moment heaven intervened. There was a day. Recently. When you felt tension in your chest after speaking to them. Not fear. Not anger. Just a strange heaviness. That heaviness was not yours. It was the spiritual residue of their intention. Heaven watched it. Heaven measured it. Heaven judged it. And that same night, Archangel Michael was assigned to you. He says, when their heart turned against you, heaven turned toward you. Don't scroll. The angels caught them because they crossed a line. Not a physical line. Not a financial line. A spiritual line. They spoke your name in a spirit of jealousy. Without covering it in respect. They exaggerated your flaws. They minimized your strength. They twisted your words for attention. They used your vulnerability as entertainment. This is the moment heaven said, enough. Don't move. The angels recorded it. Their words became evidence. Their intentions became exposed. Their plans became powerless. Michael says, you are being protected not because they are strong, but because you are chosen. Their failure was not what they did, but what they revealed about themselves. Heaven does not judge action alone. Heaven judges motive. And their motive was to be above you, to be praised more than you, to be admired more than you, to be heard more than you, to be trusted more than you, to be the favorite. This wasn't betrayal of your life. It was betrayal of your worth. Michael says, their spirit wanted what was yours. Don't scroll. Angelic justice is now in motion. Heaven is not punishing them physically. Heaven is not harming them. Heaven is not cursing them. No. Heaven is doing something far more powerful. Heaven is removing access. Heaven is blocking their influence. Heaven is breaking their hold. Heaven is closing their doorway. The snake is still there, but it cannot reach you anymore. Michael says, their role in your destiny is over. Don't move. You're about to receive the sealing. Beloved child. You stayed till the end. You obeyed the message. Heaven has recorded your endurance. Now seal this moment. Like, to declare, their access is removed. Subscribe, so part 3 reaches you immediately. Comment, Archangel Michael, close every door that is not meant for me. Share with 10 people, because the angels say this spreads spiritual clarity. Before this message ends, Archangel Michael speaks one last line. The one who betrayed you has lost the right to sit at your table. Why, beloved child? Listen with me. Don't scroll. Don't move. Don't blink too quickly. Because what Archangel Michael is revealing now will finally show you why the snake in your family could never destroy you, even when they tried. Michael steps forward and says, their weakness was hidden inside their intentions. Not their actions. Not their words. Not their opportunities. Their intentions. And heaven saw it all. The snake's biggest weakness was that they could not live without an audience. They wanted attention. They wanted validation. They wanted importance. They wanted sympathy. They wanted someone to clap for their pain. So they spoke about you. To gain that attention. They didn't betray you for strategy. They betrayed you. Because they needed a stage. Michael says, a snake with no audience has no power. Don't scroll. The second weakness, they could not hide their envy any longer. Their eyes changed. When others praised you, their tone shifted. When people respected you, their smile faded. When you succeeded at something, heaven reveals. They weren't angry at what you had. They were angry at how you carried it. With dignity. With strength. With calm. With grace. With humility. They hated that people trusted you. They hated that your name was safe with others. They hated that your presence brought comfort. Michael says, envy cracks the soul before it cracks the relationship. Don't move. The third weakness, they had no spiritual covering. You are protected. You are watched. You are guided. You are surrounded. Your steps are ordered. But the snake? They had no protection behind their jealousy. No angels behind their intentions. No divine blessing behind their words. No spiritual authority behind their actions. Heaven says, a jealous spirit cannot fight a chosen spirit. This is why everything they tried collapsed before it touched you. Don't scroll. The fourth weakness, they could not control their emotions. They tried to play smart. They tried to act calm. They tried to pretend wisdom. But their emotions exposed them. Their voice trembled. When your name came up, their eyes narrowed. When someone complimented you, their body stiffened. When you entered the room, their smile faded. When you shared good news, Michael says, a snake always exposes itself through emotion. Stay with me, beloved child. The fifth weakness. They could never outsmart heaven ***. They planned. They whispered. They exaggerated. They twisted. They manipulated. They acted. But heaven watched it all. From the beginning. Michael steps closer and declares, no weapon formed in jealousy can defeat a soul protected by light. This was the final truth they could not handle. You were never their target. You were their reminder. A reminder of what they are not. Strong. Stable. Loved by heaven. Covered by angels. Favored by God. Resilient in spirit. Unbreakable in soul. Michael says, your existence exposed their weakness. Don't move. You're reaching the ceiling. The angels did not let them win because their intent was not pure. Heaven does not judge results. Heaven judges motives. And the snake's motive was not love, not concern, not support, not correction, not guidance, not unity. Their motive was simply this: to feel more important than you. And because of that, their words became empty. Their plans became weak. Their influence became fragile. Their mask became thin. Michael says, their weakness was their intention, and their intention condemned itself. Don't scroll. My beloved child. You stayed till the end again. This is why heaven trusts you. Now seal this revelation. Like, to declare, their weakness cannot reach me. Subscribe, so part 4 reaches you instantly. Comment, Archangel Michael, strengthen my discernment. Share with 8 people, heaven says this multiplies the light. Before the message closes, Michael whispers one final truth. You feared the snake. But the snake feared your spirit. My beloved child. Listen carefully. Don't scroll. Don't move. Stay right here. Because Archangel Michael is about to pull back the final curtain on the jealousy that lived behind their smile. Heaven says, your spirit felt the jealousy long before your mind understood it. Yes. You felt it. In the shift of their tone, the stiffness of their hug, the dryness of their congratulations, the hesitation in their encouragement. Jealousy is silent. But your soul is not. Michael reveals. You sensed this long ago. But you silenced your intuition to protect the relationship. But heaven says, not anymore. Don't scroll. Jealousy entered them not because you had more, but because you carried more ***. People misunderstand jealousy. It is not triggered by possession. It is triggered by presence. You walked with peace. They could not manufacture. You carried dignity. They could not fake. You spoke with clarity. They could not imitate. You healed from wounds. They still bleed from. Michael says, your healing offended their unhealed heart. Don't move. The exact moments their jealousy grew. Heaven lists them. When someone praised your strength. When someone trusted you more. When someone confided in you. When you succeeded unexpectedly. When you stayed calm in crisis. When you forgave someone they refused to forgive. When people said, you are the only one I can rely on. When your daughter looked up to you. When others respected your wisdom. Every moment that lifted you dropped them deeper into insecurity. Michael steps forward and says, your growth exposed their stagnation. Don't scroll. They were not jealous of what you owned. They were jealous of who you became ***. Heaven reveals the deeper truth. They did not envy your home. They envied your warmth. They did not envy your belongings. They envied your resilience. They did not envy your relationships. They envied your inner stability. They did not envy your victories. They envied your survival. Michael says, they wanted your spirit. Without walking your suffering. Don't move. Jealousy is a spirit that can't hide forever. It leaks through reactions. A forced smile. A delayed congratulations. A fake laugh. A sudden silence. A quick subject change. It leaks through tone. Sharpness. Sarcasm. Dismissiveness. Backhanded compliments. It leaks through body language. Cold eyes. Frozen shoulders. Tight lips. It leaks through choices. Who they defend. Who they attack. Who they trust. Who they warn. Who they undermine. Michael says, heaven recorded every leak. Don't scroll. They betrayed you because your blessings reminded them of their failures. Not their failures in life. Their failures in commitment. They failed where you persisted. They quit where you endured. They complained where you prayed. They crumbled where you rose. They doubted where you believed. You survived storms they would have drowned in. Michael says, your strength was the mirror they feared. Don't move. Their jealous heart could not coexist with your anointed spirit. This is why distance happened. This is why conversations felt different. This is why you felt drained around them. This is why your peace felt disturbed. This is why your daughter sensed tension. This is why heaven stepped in. Michael says, two spirits cannot walk together. When one is jealous of the other. Don't scroll. The final exposure of their heart. Heaven shows the truth. They did not hate you. They hated how easily others loved you. They hated how strongly you stood. They hated how fast you healed. They hated how gracefully you aged. They hated how deeply heaven favored you. Their heart could not celebrate you. Because it never understood you. Michael declares, exposure is not punishment. Exposure is protection. And now you are protected. Forever. My beloved child. You stayed till the end. And heaven has honored your